Merry Christmas Eve, everybody, or Happy Holidays for those who celebrate other things of that nature. I'm Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. We got a Christmas Eve game day. New York Jets, Washington Commanders. Does anyone want to win this game? We'll dive in. Let's go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show. Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
It's great to be here, everybody. Again, happy Christmas Eve to all of you who celebrate. We got a game day, Jets Washington. And I know with the Jets mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, not everyone's feeling these final three games. But I'll tell you this. We wait all year for these games. And there's three left, and I'm going to enjoy all of them. And to help us circumvent this season, I think we confirmed it with Woody. I don't know if that was on air or off air, that he's been with us for every game day except for week one, I believe. So it's been a fun treat and a fun treat for many times to come. I've signed him to a lifetime contract. He is now aligned to me for the rest of his life. So every game day, it will be Boy Green and Woody. And we're old, 2080. Have the Jets won yet? Yeah, there may be some of that going on. Let's welcome in. Good morning, Woody. Congratulations on the lifetime contract you didn't know you signed. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. The pen is still hot. Okay, the ink, it has been written. Okay, and I hope in 2080, we are referring to the Super Bowl that was won in 2024. Ooh, don't you remember? You remember that Super Bowl 50 years ago when Aaron Rodgers was finally healthy. I hope that's what we're referring to in 2080. The lifetime, deal of a lifetime. Whoo! So exciting.
I just looked that up. I would be 87. I don't know how old you would be, Woody, but I would be 87 for that 2080 show. Yeah.
I think 88.
Okay. So, you're a little older. You're the wise sage. So I'll be going in first. Excellent. Yeah. See you at the grave, pal. Yes, excellent. Wow, we've gone grim on a Christmas Eve. I don't know how that just happened, but anywho.
Well, we are the ghosts of Christmas future. That's what that was.
Okay, I like that. I like that, as Kirk Cousins would say. I like that. I know he was more projecting, saying you like that, but I don't like putting those labels on people. So more so, I like that, and if others would also enjoy liking, feel free to hop on. So that'd be fantastic. So we got Jets Washington today. Although I can understand how that's confusing. They were one time the R word, and then a football team. They were kind of in the middle, transitioning to something else, a new bird. Now they're Commanders, but then I heard there's another transition to come. So who knows what they'll be called in the future? Hang on tight, people. But what we do know is that there is a game between these two teams. And Woody, I hope you set your fantasy lineup. I don't know if you're alive and any of your fantasy football teams still there, but Trevor Simeon and Sam Howell. Boom. Not sure if you have to set appropriately for that, pal.
Yes. Unfortunately, my team walks their line. Could not walk the walk.
Oh,
so
no.
It's an unfortunate time for me. I'm not alive. It's a sad day. But Garrett Wilson. It's something to talk about. And I know we're going to be talking about this game. The Commanders, right? They allow the most points. They allow the most passing yards. And Garrett, he said he's looking for 1,000 yards. I mean, it is a miracle that he got it last year. And we thought that this year it's going to be a breeze. Like if he got it last year with those guys throwing him the ball, This should be a breeze this year with Aaron Rodgers. And then the quarterback play, in my opinion, has actually been worse. It's been worse.
That's impressive. Yeah.
So it's so crazy. And the last thing I'll say about that is,
Yes, sir.
they talked about how Mike Evans, right, first receiver in history to start his career 10 straight,
right? Yes,
10 straight 1,000-yard
or more,
or more, yards in a season. He had 7 QBs during that time, during those 10 years.
7 in total? Ha!
7 total. 7 total. And Garrett has already had 7. He's not even done.
Yeah, he said 7.
Second
so far
season yet. We're still in the middle of the second season, or close to the end. And he's already at 7. So that tells you all you need to know about what Garrett Wilson has been able to accomplish in the complete dumpster fire that we've created for him.
Yeah, shout out, by the way. I think we mentioned on a different show this week. 39 receiving yards is what he needs to average per game the rest of the way. And shoot, I think it's 118 total. But shoot, he could get today against this garbage ass Washington defense, which is possible. Because, again, at this stage, and we're about to get into the Woody 3, but at this stage, with playoffs not an option, I think the number one thing for the Jets is just to feed their stars. And if you win from that, that's probably a winning strategy. Phenomenal. And if not, okay. But I think you live and die on the sword of Garrett Wilson and probably maybe some Breece Hall too and others. But specifically for the breadth of this conversation, I don't think you can have the Dolphins game where it doesn't get targeted till the third quarter. Like, that's disgusting activity. So, target him till he's dead. Just shower him with targets, pepper him with targets. That's Trevor Siemian's job, who, by the way, he's the 4th different starting quarterback for the New York Jets this season. That is the first time the Jets have accomplished that feat in 34 years. That was before I was born. 1989, they had 4 different starting quarterbacks. You'll remember last year they trotted out 4 different guys. Only 3 of those 4 started. Chris Streveler graced us with his presence on a Thursday night football game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Praise to be he. So there you go. So what a beautiful way to get us started here, Woody. And again, happy holidays to you and your family. So phenomenal. No place I'd rather.
Well, our family.
That's right. Yeah, as my father said, lifetime contract. Of course, he is a family member. Of course, he would be. Yeah. So it goes unsaid. Obviously, it's kind of a wink situation. So I'll see you at the dinner table later. Looking forward to that. The Christmas conversation. So without further ado, let's bring it on. Every week, by the way, Woody, I'll just tease it now. Woody, you will be joining us for the game days. Yes. Coming up, and that is today. Obviously, we're staring at one another. Thursday night football, the Jets have a short week against the Cleveland Browns, former Jet great Joe Flacco, and then you'll have New Year's with your other family maybe, and then we wrap it up with the Patriots. So you will be with us through the final triplets, the final trio of contests for the rest of the season. We're looking forward to that. Woody, 3 left. Very nice. Good stuff there. So let's bring it on. Let's bring on that Woody 3 here, and we throw it up here on the screen. And for those just listening, I know we have a lot of audio-only listeners, which we appreciate those listeners as well, so thank you so much. These are the 3 things that Woody is looking at in the Jets-Commanders game or any game on a week-to-week basis. So if you guys prefer the visual, you want to see Woody, feel free. If you don't, I totally understand, and stay on the audio. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But Woody, rock bottom? Is that where the Jets have finally found themselves?
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, if you're a pro wrestling fan, then rock bottom is actually a good thing. But
that's right. Yeah. Give him a little bit of that.
We are not talking about Dwayne Johnson. We are talking about the New York Jets, and it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. All right, we are coming off the first shutout of the Garrett Wilson era. Okay, since Robert Saleh has become head coach, they were shut out one time. It was against the Denver Broncos. Zach Wilson's, I want to say, his second start. It was a bad time. Bad time. But since then, they got Garrett Wilson, they got Brees Hall, right? That 2022 draft class that everybody loves so much, and they had never been shut out. And I've been watching these games, Boy Green. There've been a lot of teams that have been getting shut out. Even the Cowboys just last week against the Bills lost 31-3 or something like that. You know, like just
I think they got a late touchdown. I think it ended up being 31-10, but it should have been 31-3. Yeah,
that's actually true. CD, because that was my team. Walks their line. I have CD Lamb, so you're right.
As do I. That's why I knew that. Thank you for the garbage touchdown, baby. Help me win my fantasy matchup. Very nice. Yes.
So, I've been seeing these teams get beat up, and the Jets, they've been squeaking by, 6-6, but they got their first shutout. So how are they going to respond? Of the Garrett Wilson era, he was so upset. That's why I'm naming it by him, because he definitely is not. That's not something that is helping him sleep at night. And then, of course, the 30 points. I mean, last year the Jets had 0 games where they gave up more than 30. 0.
Wow.
0. And now we're talking about the defense have given up 30 plus in 3 of their last 5.
Terrible.
So, how is this team going to play? Is it just going to be uninspired football? I mean, we've seen it under Salah last year. I mean, that Seahawks game was disgusting. The season finale against the Dolphins was disgusting. So is that what we're about to see these final 3 games?
I mean, shoot, we could be. Oh man, I hate this kind of game because right? I can't even remember if Zach Wilson was like a healthy scratch or what they did with that, and we were trotting out all kinds of garbaggio in that final Dolphins game. Boy, and like who wanted to really win it? The Dolphins were already or I don't know if they were already in the playoffs. I can't remember, or if they ended up getting help by winning to get in. But either
way, they got help. It was like a huge thing. Like they needed the Pats to lose.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and then but the game itself was so ugly that you're like, who really wants to win this thing? So bizarre, absolutely bizarre. But there is the stat that was floating out there. I think it was a Washington guy who shared it, and he said the rubber meets the road against the Jets and Commanders. 32 offense, 32 defense. Someone has to do something. And he said riveting stuff, very sarcastically, of course. So that should be exciting. But the prominent hashtag for every team, there's a little emoji at the end for the Jets. Take flight, and I like the Take Flight Talk logo working its way into the graphic. Very nice, Woody.
You already know the subliminal.
Very nice.
And what you just said is actually the entire basis for this point. Oh. Is this the time that the Jets offense will actually take flight against a team? There is no team in the NFL that allows more than 27 points per game besides the Commanders. Wow. They average 30. They allow 30 points per game. They have not stopped a team from scoring 14 all season. 14 is the least amount of points scored against the Commanders. But the Jets haven't even scored 14 in 9 of their games. They play 14 games. So can the Jets even reach 14? Is that something they can do? I mean, since October 22nd, the Commanders' defense has only they've allowed less than 20 points once, but have allowed 45 points twice. I mean, we're talking, straight 30-second for real. Wow. But the Jets' offense, I don't even want to talk about that. Like I said, they can't even score 14.
Yeah.
In the majority of their games, Boy Green. So
what's the diagnosis here, doctor?
Might be dead on arrival. We'll see.
And I love the tweet that you send out, Woody. So this is a live show, of course, 7:30 every morning. If you guys prefer the live version, want to get involved in the comments section, of course, that's always available. And Woody, to promote the live stream that's streaming live to all my different portals on Twitter, you quote tweet it often with a little quirky thing right at the top as the intro video is playing. And for your quote, was it, will I find a better draft pick in my stocking? With it being Christmas Eve and all, and very fitting with, again, Christmas tomorrow, we get to the key battle on the field between the New York Jets and the Washington Commanders, the one that every analyst has circled. It's going to decide this game, probably, sort of, maybe not at all, but the main blood in all of this. And Woody, what is that? What is that secret sauce?
I mean, hey, we got a draft coming up. Okay, we got that draft position. Okay, and we've already, heard my take. Right, yeah. We've heard Boy Green's take. We want some of these great players. We want some of these great players. We want. There's somebody, there's a junior up here above me right here that wants another junior, a junior on the Jets. Okay. James Woody.
Praise to be all.
You're about to hear that. I mean, for the next 6 months until Joe Alt is a Jet. You about to hear that nonstop. So this game is actually huge for that. It's huge because the Commanders sit at 4-9, Jets 5-10. Of course, if the Jets lose, now they have the same record, but the Jets lose a tiebreaker, which means that after these next 2 games, if the Jets and the Commanders have the same record, the Jets will leapfrog the Commanders right into that top 5 spot, so that they could grab Marvin Harrison Jr. Or Joe Alt. And dramatically change this franchise for the Aaron Rodgers window and long after it as well.
Wow. Very fitting. That is the draft conversation. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of people are somewhat, I don't know if split's the right word, but confused perhaps. Because last night the Chargers should have beaten the Bills. Those poor Bills bastards, but that's neither here nor there. But the Chargers end up losing, so temporarily at least they move ahead of the Jets because they have the extra loss, and we're all kind of tied up on games here. So the Jets have fallen to the 8th overall pick is what the Jets would have right now if the draft started. But of course, there's the games to be played today. I said, wow, the Jets are at 8 with a loss that could go to 4. With a win, they could go to 12. So, I mean, that is a sizable gap, and one that, quite frankly, I don't think there's going to be, once you drop to a 12, it's hard to recover to get back inside, like, the top 5. So, like, this seems just immensely pivotal from that perspective. So, wow, we're getting into it here. Let me ask you a couple of questions here. A couple of questions from the fans that are in here. Let's see here. Where's that fan? Where'd that fan go? Where are you bastard?
I did see the question about Salah's beard. Did he have a beard? I feel like I feel like he shaved. Did he shave? I feel like he shaved.
Actually,
Woody's beard look all right. It looks okay. Salah's beard, it might look good.
Actually, I just tweeted out a couple of solid clips from his press conference. All I got to do is a quick scroll here, and I'll be able to see. But it's funny. I guess I can't remember his face. Yeah, he still has the beard. He shaved the head, the bald head, so he does that every once in a while. But he still has the full beard. But that looks probably, to be honest, maybe a 2 is what he has across that beard. Yeah, it's not very thick and burly, but it does cover the beard area. So that's probably a twofer on the old on the shave. I would say a twofer would be that. So he retains the beard. So for that question, but someone else asked how many. Oh, there it is, John Hepburn. How many people do you think will be at the stadium today, MetLife Stadium?
A bunch. I feel like I know a few people personally that were going there. Like,
do you know? Did you see the thing that they're doing? It's funny. They said the first 60,000 people will get a football training card. the first 60,000. I ask you, are they going to give out all the training cards?
Yeah. I mean, is it supposed to rain? I feel like the
What is
fans
the
have been
weather?
showing up in the rain.
That's true.
Rain, sleet, or snow.
Yeah.
I think they will be there. Last home game.
That's true. That's another good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we about to take flight, baby.
I'm just seeing 45. Yep, there is rain. Yep, 45 in rain. Yep. Jets still a 3-point favorite.
Every Sunday, man.
Yeah, what is up with that this year? That is quite wild, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I guess it is just again a microcosm of this season to be, I suppose. But there are cheerier times in the future, Woody. There are cheerier times in the future.
Yes.
I was reading Rich Samini's column this morning. How about this? Get ready for this. To talk about the hype train when this comes out. By the way, the schedule does not get announced till May normally in this new post-COVID world. What's setting up potentially for the Jets' Week 1 game is a primetime game in Lambeau Field, New York Jets, Green Bay Packers. That is what Rich Cimini believes is going to start off the 2024 season. So that would have to be in Monday night or the Sunday night window because there's no Thursday because obviously the Jets and the Super Bowl champion, I don't think that's happening. So Monday, Sunday is looking like it. So in Lambeau, because the Jets and whoever finishes in the same position in the NFC North would play each other. Right now, that looks like Packers and Jets. Is it? So that would be a Aaron Rodgers return to Lambeau in that Jets uniform. Maybe that is the perfect, and that grass is fine from what I hear. So that should set up appropriately from what I understand. So there's cheerier times in the future, Woody.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. As long as it's an away game, I don't even care who it is, where it is. I don't know. I just give it away.
Yeah.
Just to guarantee that with my eyes, I can see Aaron Rodgers play a full game from start to finish, first quarter, fourth quarter, standing upright, with Joe Alt protecting him, making sure that he stays upright. Yeah,
I think really here's the thing. I think there is me and you especially will more on that later. We will dive deeper into the draft as the offseason comes. So I've only dipped my toe. I'm a college football fan, so I've seen a lot of college football, but truly getting into the draft, getting the scuba gear in, saying, here we go, diving in, to the deets. I believe for the Jets to secure a pick of prominence, it's at top 5, top 6 range. I feel like from what I've heard from draft people, that's the range. There's the 2 quarterbacks. There's the 2 wide receivers. And the lesser known one, apparently, is Neighbors, who's not in the same conversation Marvin Harrison, but the 2 quarterbacks, the 2 wide receivers, and the 2 offensive tackles. That seems to be the elite 6-pack that you could pick up at your local gas station. That's a 6-pack. Get a cold one. Now, if you fall outside the top 6, maybe a little lukewarm on the old brewski. Okay? On the old Teddy brewski. Maybe a little lukewarm on that one. That's what I hear from draft people. Yeah. What the God's green earth? What is this? What's going on? So that's a little bit of a conversation. So I believe 6, which again reiterates importance for this game. So Woody, I've asked you this before, but I think it's important to reiterate just in case people are listening for the first time. So for this game, with all that draft stuff on the line and no playoff implications, how do you approach this game as a fan? I know we don't normally tell fans how to fan, and there's going to be people there at the game today. What do you do? How do you put? Because I'm about to commit to the New York Jets for the next 7-8 hours because the pregame, the game, and then all our postgame. We do the postgame show, which, by the way, will be coming up live later this evening on Christmas Eve as we're doing Santa Watch. All right, where's Santa? Where's Santa flying at? Okay, here, put that aside. All right, New York Jets Commanders. Give you a full breakdown, So how do you approach this game? How do you approach it?
I've never missed a game, Boy Green, and I think that's a key thing to note because there's been plenty of seasons, in fact, 13 of them in a row, where the Jets have been eliminated. I think there was only one season where in that last week they had a chance, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 3 or 5,000 interceptions in one game.
I think you're right, because even some of the other ones, like 2011, where we had the Victor Cruz game, that was 2 or 3 weeks before the season finale that we knew that it wasn't. It didn't. I'm pretty sure it did not go to the final week. So I think the only one that did was 2015, which was literally win and you're in. Besides that, I don't think so.
Losing to Rex, my savior. So yes, I will be watching this game.
Okay.
I want to see. It's kind of like what you were saying with Garrett. Now, I don't want to see him pepper with target. If Garrett Wilson or Brace suffer some sort of season-ending injury this late, I would be pretty beside myself. So I definitely don't want to see them.
That's a good point. Yeah,
heavily featured, but I want to see some good things. Like this is a chance to instill confidence in Nathaniel Hackett. The reports say that every single person is coming back next season. And, we can feel how we feel. It's not going to change a gosh darn thing. This is how it's going, right? So let's see some things. We're facing a team that allows 30 points per game on the season. If we look at just those last 2 months, like what I was saying before, that number actually shoots up. So can Nathaniel Hackett do something? Can the Jets score double-digit points? Can they score double-digit points on a team that allows over 30? That's what I'm looking for. Preferably a loss. Like I would let the loss. The loss is pretty important. But Sam Howell, dude, he actually, like, I know, CJ Stroud was a passing yard leader by the time that we faced him a couple of weeks ago, but Sam Howell has actually been leading the league in that stat for most of the year. Dude,
he has, yes.
300-yard game. He's been doing it all. So, I think Terry McLaurin just had 141 yards last week for them. 141. So I think that the Jets. It's very possible that the Jets are able to score double digits and still lose this game because the Commanders have a good offense, and Trevor Siemian, I promise you, is going to have a turnover. So I depending
what a
on
guarantee
how that turnover is, pick six, or what Zach did, with the now they get the ball to one, whatever it is.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. Jesus.
So, what I'm looking for is just some competence on offense. Like, let me believe. Come on, Hackett, give me something to believe in you, man. Give me something to believe that you are good at your job. And then please lose. The loss is, we need that.
Hey, give me, like, I don't want this because, like, that would be a second straight game for the defense. But we had the Chiefs-Rams game a couple years ago, like 56-50. Like, let's throw some points around. Let's have some fun on Christmas Eve. Let's have a snowball fight with touchdowns all over the place. That'd be fun. It would be really cool because, again, when you get 30-0 and you're like on the edge of your seat on some level of a score happening, and then it doesn't. Hopefully they were just saving it for this week. Hopefully that's just what was happening. That was the gap in time that occurred last week. Some sort of time lapse in the warp system of some vortex and other words of that nature, perhaps occurring there in the DeLorean. 87 miles an hour and change, something of that nature. So that's the key. Is I'm hoping for some fun. I'm hoping for some splash. I do have Garrett Wilson in fantasy, so G-Dub, go off, brother. Go off, why don't you? I'd appreciate, and I have the Jets defense, so also go off. I'd appreciate that as well. So yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it. A win this week. I'm in the fantasy championship game in 2 of my radio leagues. We only have 4 of them, so 50% success rate. I'm very much looking forward to doing that Christmas dance. Hey,
oh.
Hit him with it. Hit him with it. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? You feel me? So that's what I'm looking for.
Oh my gosh, the audio listeners, they are missing.
Yeah, they don't miss that.
Decking the halls out here, Boy Green.
Yeah,
these halls.
That's right.
Yeah,
they don't get it. They don't get it. That's why you got to come over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, join the channel. We're getting closer to 6,000 subs, by the way. So if you guys can help us get there over the next week, that's all we have left in the year of 2023. We'd appreciate you.
Yes.
We appreciate you. So the blitz to 6 would be fantastic. So let me ask you this, Woody. Let's finish it off with this crystal ball prediction. Jets, Commanders. What do you believe is going to happen?
I am going to have to go with Commanders 23, Jets 13.
Boo.
Greg the
Blah, blah.
I mean, the 20. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. If I'm a betting man,
13 on the shitty defense. Golly.
yeah.
But whoa. We have Nathaniel Hackett though.
Yeah, and I don't know if he can hack it.
Because he can, quite frankly, based on this season. But hopefully, old Aaron Rodgers, and they could cook it up again. Because I still see flashes of the training camp, the Hard Knocks. I really should just rewatch Hard Knocks to re-hype myself back up. Of Aaron Rodgers lighting up his team. It's like, what the fuck? Who? I remember Carolina. God damn it, run a goddamn route. How can we do? And they take off his helmet. He's just he's just ripping. He's just son of a, what the? Yeah, that's what I want. I want to hype myself up. Yeah, Woody, I've been a fan of this team too long. The Jets are winning today. The Jets are absolutely winning today. The Commanders are terrible. Now, sure, Sam Howell can throw it around, which if I'm DJ Reed and Sauce, I'm looking my chops. Finally, some ops, because this brother don't care. He's going to be throwing it all over the barnyard, and then this defense sucks. So you mix those two things together. I have a Jets blowout victory, quite frankly. We're getting the Texans splash. That's coming. These random bites of something where we think something's going to happen. I'm telling you, I believe the Jets are going to pull off the dub and give us a Christmas gift for those who want it or not. Some will interpret it as Coles. Some will interpret it as some holiday cheer, regardless of your interpretation. I have the Jets winning this game in particular, 33-14. That's how I have the Jets operating on Christmas Eve, good man. Yes, sir.
That would be tremendous for your fantasy team, because I would guarantee.
Oh, yes.
That's some Garrett work. That's some defensive work.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping that you still get some Garrett work if my prediction comes true.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
That maybe he scores that one lone touchdown, even though most likely it's going to be Brees. Brees, he scores it.
Probably. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just not a fan whatsoever of Trevor Siemian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still coming to terms with the fact that everybody will be back next season, but oh my gosh, the backup quarterback situation was just, Trevor Siemian. He's not him, Trevor. He's not him.
But his first start, he gets an op. He's appeared in a couple games this year, but now he's got a full week of prep. You know what I mean? That could be the difference.
Full week of prep. He's been on the team since September.
Okay, you're gonna have to pause it on the logic and facts and statistical evidence you bring to the table. It's just too logical. Too much sense.
Well, speaking about logic, I just want to say one more thing, Boy Green.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I love the Bret Hart references in the chat.
Oh yeah, my dad was dropping
the chat right now, but
phenomenal.
I gotta say, all the different quarter. I'm seeing Jaden Daniels. I'm seeing quarterback.
LSU,
you guys need to cut that out. Aaron Rodgers is the Jets quarterback this season, like in 2024. He will almost certainly be the quarterback in 2025. All right. This is not the time. It is not the time to invest in a quarterback with your first round pick. No, this is for the window. We already played that game of drafting somebody to just sit, and I don't even know. Will McDonald, he's already played that game. This time, let's draft somebody that will actually be a day one starter.
That's a good point.
Week one starter. Marvin Harrison Jr. will make an impact for Rodgers and beyond. Joe Alt will make an impact for Rodgers and beyond. That is where we need to go. Jaden Daniels could be great, but he's not playing week one.
You can't go back. Can you imagine that? What kind of draft malice is that? To go back-to-back years where your first round pick, to me, that's just arrogant. And I didn't even finish my thought of like taking a pick and saying, we're good. We're so good that we don't even need our first round pick. That's a kick a can down the road. That's arrogance at its finest. Now, Will McDonald may be a really good player, but and it came back up this week for Saleh, by the way. He was asked by a media member, and a media member was very blunt. They're like, fans wanted a wide receiver, an offensive lineman, and this, and Salah confidently said, best player available. That's our strategy. So up yours to that. And number 2, Will McDonald, if he stays on the path that he's on, he's going to be a friggin' superstar. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. Well, but your quarterback thing is well put, Woody. I don't want a quarterback in the first round. No, sir, especially when you don't have a second round pick, and the next time they pick will be wherever that is in the third round. You need something that will help now. And to me, I think the only 2 options on the bingo card have to be, outside of something crazy, I guess, is wide receiver or offensive line. Those are the only 2 choices on the test. It's 50-50. Pick one. We could 2020 debate about it, whether it was CD Lamb Chop or Tristan Wirfs or Mekhi Becton or God knows who. But I think that's the clear path. So no quarterbacks, and especially with Rodgers, very emphatic. This ain't a 1-year thing. I'm being here for 2 years. Sal says, oh, he's going to be here for 3, 4, 5 years. Bet he hopes he will be. But so, yeah, and I will also say this. My dad just threw this one in. Yeah, here it is. Trade back to get picks off. It's like, I am only willing to trade back because that, let me read the full comment for audio only listeners. My father chimes in on Facebook. Trade back to get more picks, offensive line, wide receiver. I'm going to be honest. If I fall in the top 6, I don't want to trade back because that would guarantee the Joe Alt, the Fashanu, the Marvin Harrison. Like, if you fall outside the top 6, and then we're talking about some level of inconsequential difference between 7 and 12 or 7 and 15 on the overall board, okay, there, recoup your second round pick and let's go to work. But if you could have a chance at a blue chip or top 6 and you're all in, why wouldn't you get position of prime need and you line up your BPA, as Salah beats a dead horse with, to the actual position that you need? Those 2 things are in line. That's the thing for me. So I want to just slightly push back because my father's not the only one. A lot of people brought up trading back. If we fall outside the top 6, I'm cool trading back. Not outside the top 6, it would have to be such a crazy offer to me personally to open up the trade back doors, just because of the Jets need help right now, and they need elite help.
Yeah, I would actually completely agree. Sometimes, Boy Green, you and I, with our assessments of this team and the roster and the situation, don't come eye to eye, but we definitely
simpatico.
Eye to eye right now. Completely agree. I would say, yeah. I mean, if they're not on the board, trade back. Yeah, trade back and try to get. And
Sure.
I know this man, Joe Douglas, he loved trading on draft night. So I think he might actually trade back anyway. That is a fear that I have.
Okay. We'll get into that. That.
Oh, yeah, we definitely will. Will. But, yeah, I mean, I feel you just cannot pass up on the type of players that we're talking about. So hopefully they don't. But if they're not there, I think they were trying to trade back. I mean, Will McDonald, you get 10 minutes now, right, to make a pick. And I think they picked Will McDonald with 8 seconds left on the clock. I think they was trying to trade back. They were like, oh, my God, Roderick Jones is off the board. And they could have just got, Jackson Smith that's on the
JSN
Seahawks now, yeah. Could have just done that. Bing, bang. Okay.
Pretty good.
They didn't. So they were, God, took 9 minutes and 52 seconds. Oh, my God. Okay, no one wanted to trade, I guess, and now they're just grab somebody, and Will McDonald became a Jet.
And Will McDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
Oh.
Oh boy. Well, we should be. Here's this. We should be getting more Will McDonald reps throughout the final 3 games of the season. So perhaps they're going to let the dogs loose. Who let the dogs out? Some people say the Baja Men. Salah will say me. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. They're getting Will McDonald.
The Sam Howell 450-yard game incoming.
Nope. Here we go. Woody, as always, thanks, brother. Well, I'll see you in a few days. It'll be great for Cleveland Browns. We'll have the Thursday night football game between me and you. So, Boy Green Daily Thursday morning. I don't have any sports talk radio this week. I will just be doing the Jet shows and things of that nature. So I'm off for the radio show through the rest of the year. I don't go back till Tuesday, January 2nd. So a lot of Jet shows coming, people. So keep it fresh. And we will be on, despite it being Christmas Eve and despite any possible yelling from my fiance and my child, Christmas movies. I'm trying to break down the Jets Commanders game. Jesus. So with that going on, we will have it. What's the math on that? That's like 6:30ish. Will be our Jets Commanders All you on the edge of your seat. Tell your significant others, I'm sorry, I'm not watching another rerun of your Christmas movie. Boy Green's on. That's what you got to tell your family. Priorities.
It'll work out great. They will accept that. They'll be like, "Oh, Boy Green, okay."
Oh, okay. Screw my plans. Okay, let the food burn. Let's tune in. So, guys, feel free to do that. You can join the show, of course, on Christmas Eve, and we could share some Christmas splendor. That would be coming up at 6:30 around that time later this evening. And also, guys, Woody, I saw you already submitted it. Guys, go to the YouTube community channel because we will have a special Christmas episode tomorrow. We are live every day, including Christmas, and we'll be reading your Jets wish lists. Some of them, again, came before that last game against the Dolphins. Other ones have come all over the place. So submit your Christmas wish list. We'll be reading all of those live on the show on Monday. So again, go to the YouTube community channel. And Woody also has been sharing it out on his Instagram and whatnot, the Jets forum page. So feel free to submit those. We're going to read all of those on the show. I'm looking forward to that. Woody, thanks, brother. And we'll see you in a couple days, pal.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody enjoy this time with your family. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So enjoy it. And just hold on to your loved ones. I don't know if we're gonna hold on to a victory, but win or lose, we still booze. We still love the Jets.
That's it. Till the day we die. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Like I said, I'll be back around 6:30-ish tonight for our post-game show and live tomorrow morning for a Merry Christmas episode, reading our Christmas wish list Jets items. Looking forward to that as well. We'll see you guys then. Take care, everybody, and happy holidays.